Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. These are the two books that I promised you guys that I would show you. And I had to go ahead and finish the videos at home because we didn't have time up at the salvage yard. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on those now. These are the two books that we had at the salvage yard. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at these. The first one, Your Memory a User's Guide, is more like a textbook than a how-to book. Go ahead and put that anti-glare sheet on there for you. We'll go ahead and flip through this. You can get a quick look, see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. Try to make sure that everybody could see that. Now there is one part in here I want you to take a look at. I think it's on page 120. I don't have this whole book memorized, but I think it's around page 120. It has to deal with chunking, or has to do with chunking. How you store information on that part up there where it says forgetting. Nope, I was wrong on that one. It's in the other book. It's on 120 in the other book. Take a quick look at this so I can show you a whole lot of stuff in just a short amount of time. We'll try and zoom in on that. And if it seems like it's going too fast for you, just feel free to pause the video and read along. Just in case you didn't get this part, we'll redo this. As you can see here, always wear that wristband. Carpe diem, Latin for seize the day. So if you don't know what it means or don't know Latin, don't worry about it. Just means seize the day. Make the most of all your opportunities. And this one down here about free recall. It says another technique often used to study short-term memory is free recall. So named because the subject is presented with a string of items to remember and is free to recall them in any order. This is in contrast to serial recall. Example would be like if you were to name moves from a chess game, you just put them in random order, that would be free recall. But if you were to name off the moves in a sequence, like what were the first 10 moves of the opening, then that would be right here. That would be called serial recall. So if there's any little kids watching this video and you don't understand it, now you do. It says in contrast to serial recall, where the items must be recalled in the order in which they were presented. What I just explained. Free recall, it is usual to present subjects with considerably more items than they are likely to remember. Once again, the best way of getting the flavor of such a task is to try it for yourself. And you take a look at the chart here on recall of successive news items. When the topic was switched after 3 consecutive similar items, people remembered the new item better whether tested immediately over on the left panel or after a delay. You can see the chart here. You can see for yourselves comparison. That was Gunter, Berry, and Clifford, 1981. Here's an example of one of the ways that they did it. It says here, look at the 6 lists below and work your way through the examples. Simply read through them at a comfortable pace, covering up each word with a piece of card as you go, or a piece of paper. When you get to the bottom of each list, you will find either the instruction recall, in which case you should write down the words in any order you like on a piece of paper or a column of numbers to add up, in which case do the sum and then try to recall the words previously read through. Yeah, right there. That's the key right there. Where's it at? Write down the words in any order you like on a piece of paper or a column of numbers to add up. So right here you do these numbers and you do all these words. Okay? Where's it at? And then try to recall the words previously read through. Allow yourself 1 minute to do the recalling. Most of the words you are likely to remember will be recalled in this time. 1 or 2 additional words may pop up later. If they do, ignore them. I suggest that you work through all 6 lists before scoring for recall. Remember that you are allowed to recall the words in, quote, any order you like. Score your recall by comparing the listed words with those you have written down. Start by scoring list 1 to 3, adding up the number of times you got the first word right, the second, the third, and so on up to the 6th. Then score list 4 to 6 in the same way. And then here's another one. Now this one has a direct carry over to chess. The other one's a good classic example, like when you're trying to study chess openings, and you just go through the list of moves, and then just like you did that test, you try to write down the move in any order, doesn't matter, or just try to recall them back. And then when you get all done, you look at the answers and you compare until you can get them in sequence. The graph on the right illustrates the tendency for the last items in list of items to be recalled fairly accurately. But this effect, the recency effect, disappears if recall is delayed, as shown in the graph below. You can see here 10, 20, and 30. It's like if you were doing chess moves, and instead of words, it would be moves. So you would be 10 moves out, and you can see the chart, see how it all changes. So think of it like 5 moves, 10 moves, or 15 moves. So instead of 10 words, you'd have 10 moves or 5 moves for each side. That'd be like if you're doing openings, or if you're doing a combination, something somewhere. You can notice, like right there, look at the difference between the 20 and 30. Yeah. And that's why it says it's right here, after a 30-second delay, recall of latter items drops dramatically. That was by Postman and Phillips in 1965. Yeah, from a 10-word sequence, 20-word sequence, and the 30-word sequence. Yeah, notice up there on the top, if you were trying to recall chess moves, whether it's in the opening, middle game, end game, think of the 10-word sequence like being a 10-move sequence. You can see there the difference in all of these. You know, recall delayed by 30 seconds on the bottom chart down here where my finger is. Notice the difference between immediate and the other. And this page that I'm showing you now is about short-term and long-term memory separate systems. Our short-term and long-term memory separate systems. Go ahead and take time to pause the video and read that. Yeah, go ahead and take time to read that also. And you notice where it said completing a jigsaw puzzle requires aspects of both long and short-term memory. Unless you hold an image of the total pattern in your head, your efforts will be hit and miss. Yeah, I want to go ahead and make this really clear. This is a real good book on memory, where it says at the top, parents, students, teachers, and managers. And so it's really for anybody. And then I went ahead and zoomed in for you guys so you could get a better view on it. Feel free to pause the video and read a little bit, and then go ahead and play some more, read a little bit. But yeah, just read a little bit at a time. You know, pause the video if it'll help you to read it if you're not a speed reader. Yeah, it's an awesome book. Yeah, helps you a lot. And you notice it's written by one person with a PhD. We'll go ahead and take a look inside and let you guys see the table of contents here. The first one is the developing brain, third trimester through high school. And then the second part, part 2, is the maturing years from college to retirement. And then the rest is from retirement on, what they call the experienced mind. And I think there's a section in here on chunking, deals with short-term memory. It's in here somewhere. We'll find it. Oh yeah, there's this little puzzle I want you guys to see. This is neat. You'll like this. About using your mind's ear. What's the capacity of your mind's ear? How many numbers can you remember? That's what that was about. Till you get up to about 8. For most people, they get up to about 8 numbers, and then it starts dropping off. They can't remember anything past that. That's why they have trouble remembering their credit card number. And then you'll notice on the right is one called the recency effect. I'm just holding the pages up so you guys can pause the video and read that. That way you don't have to go out and buy the book. But if you like what you see, feel free to check on like Amazon or eBay. Try to get that book. It's a really good book. It'll help you with memory. There you go. Chunking and short-term memory. Read that string of letters. I'll point them out to you. Just read once, only one time. If you make this video full screen and rewatch it, everything will be bigger. And it'll be just like you have it right there on your laptop. Or on your monitor if you have a desktop. And then some people call what you're looking at the desktop. Like when you get a file and it says save to desktop. Notice the words. It looks all random at first, but then you put it together and you see those words. Kind of neat. I thought you guys would enjoy that little segment there we wanted to do this week on memory. Oh yeah, there's another one in here about some chess players. Hold on, give me a second, let me find it. It's in here. I know it's in here. It's a picture of these old men, I think at a park playing chess. I don't remember exactly what page it was on. So I'm not going to try to quote the page. I might get the page wrong. But it's in here. I'm just flipping through the book right now, partly to let you guys see what's in the book. If you like this book, you'll find it on Amazon or eBay. Well, you should. I won't say guarantee, but you can try to Google it, find a supplier, find somebody that has that book. Older chess players seem to be less. Yeah, seem to be less. That's the part I wanted you guys to get, not to miss out on. And then this one is, well, that one was the Yasser Seirawan Winning Strategies book, and I had it all set. Take a look at some of these others that we have. I think we're going to go ahead and get on with the minority attack. But what you're seeing over here on the left, where you see the mouse moving, that's the game that is already set and loaded from Winning Strategies, where he talks about the minority attack. and I think we'll go ahead and put that in another video. If we don't have time to get to it now in this video, we will definitely include it in the next video. But we're going to do a couple of videos on minority attack. It comes up a lot in the Queen's Gambit declined. Queen's Gambit declined, especially the exchange variation. Now let's go ahead and look for this. It's on here. Just thinking for a minute. Oh, there's another part I want you guys to take a look at on here. It's the minority attack. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, like I was saying, in the Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation, that's used a lot. Oh, this is the Kali system. You'll notice up here at the top, it's called Chess Opening Essentials. We've got all 4 books. So it's something that you probably won't find at our rivals, Joplin Chess Club, but you will find it at PC Chess Club. So when we tell you we've got 2,600 books, we got 2,600 books. This is just a different version. It's a lot of work to get these things scanned in and saved. I'm looking for another one here. I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. It's the John Watson series. He's got 4 of them on mastering the chess opening. Yeah, I got a lot of Jacob Aagaard's books. Jan Timman, John Nims, John Nunn. We got a lot of John Nunn stuff. There you go. You can see it right there. We've got all 4 volumes. Yeah, right there. Go ahead and pull another one up. Show you that this isn't just some made-up name. You might hear our rivals at Joplin Chess Club say, oh yeah, they could tell you anything. They say they have all these books. Did they ever show you? Yeah, we'll show you. We've either got them under a document camera, or we've got them as a PDF or a DJVU, Deja Vu. It's just a different format. And there's volume 4. I'll go ahead and open one of these so you guys can see that it's not just a cover. We actually have the books. And that comes in handy when you're making lessons for students. We use Adobe Acrobat Pro because with that you can take pages from different PDFs and then you can put them together to make a new PDF. Say like this one right here. You could take one of the Mastering the Chess Openings and you could find Queen's Gambit Exchange Variation, and then you could go back and combine that with pages from the Pandolfini book, and you'd have the best of both worlds. You'd have something on the minority attack, and then you'd have more understanding on it. And we've got the ECOs, some of them. We've got them also as PDF. So we got digital copies on a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of time and money, but we do it because we love you guys, because we care. We want you guys to have only the best. That's what everybody keeps saying at PC Chess Club, only the best. PC Chess Club, only the best. You guys get a quick sneak peek there on volume 2. We'll do another video sometime where we'll go ahead and go through all 4 volumes, let you guys take a look at it. Bring that one down, get it a little bit smaller. That's a good one on flank openings. You don't find a whole lot of analysis and moves like you will on an ECO, that's Encyclopedia of Chess Openings, but you'll find a breakdown where he'll try to explain it to you. But we just wanted to let this video go out so that if any rivals from Joplin Chess Club think, oh, we've got Mastering the Chess Openings. They probably don't have that. We've had that for some time. We got a lot of stuff. We got so much stuff, we can't even hardly keep up with it. And we're always getting new stuff all the time. And there's your one, Gambits, Preparation, Fianchettos or Fianchettos, and Symmetry, Volume 4. And I don't know if Joplin Chess Club has all 4 volumes. A few years back, there was one, Martin. He had 2 of the volumes, I think. And by now they may have all 4. I don't know. I know we have all 4. We got 2,600 books and counting. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Here you go on Minority Attack. Now, we won't go ahead and cover every single thing on here. You'll just have to read it, pause, read some more. But this is the main thing that I want you guys to see, just the high points. Okay. You notice right here, right there, that b5 pawn and c6. That's if white takes and then black takes back. You can see how that's going to come out. Then the c6 pawn becomes a backward pawn. Yeah. And then you have an open file on the b file. Or if black takes the b pawn, then you have an isolated pawn on d5. You'll have isolated pawn either on a7 or b7. Well, not at first. You'll have just a small pawn island. We'll get to that in a minute. What is a pawn island? But you'll have the c6 pawn gone, and you'll have one of those, a7 or b7, will become a backward pawn. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next part. Yeah, that's black's minority. If he can get that pawn to f4, then black has a minority attack on the king side, white has a minority attack on the queen side. That's what I hope that you guys see. Notice how each side has a minority attack, and if white can just get that pawn to b5 and black takes, then if white has a rook on b1, you see how the rook comes straight up, takes the pawn, and then it's attacking b7. Well, the b7 pawn it was attacking. And then notice the rooks on the c file. And if they try to stop it cold, then the c6 pawn becomes a backward pawn. I have to go back one here. Like they can go to b4 immediately. And then if you look down at the bottom diagram, black tries to jump down there to b5. Well, by doing that bonehead move, he gives himself a backward pawn on c6, and now that pawn is a prime target. And this is how you learn chess at PC Chess Club. You don't wait for your opponent to make mistakes. You go out and create weaknesses, and we'll show you that. We'll show you guys how to do that, show you how to win, show you what real chess is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next part. Oh yeah, there is something here I want you guys to see here. This support for the attack. That's something to go ahead and take notes on. Yeah, just go ahead and make sure that you understand that part about the support for the attack. Like, you know, if you had a minor piece and what they're talking about where it's on a dark square on c5, that would be the best way, because light square they wouldn't be able to get them. Light square bishop, they'd never be able to remove that knight sitting on a dark square. And I believe C5 is a dark square. We'll go ahead and look at a diagram. Wait a minute. Now let's go ahead and move on. The minority attack related section is opening a file and pawn majority. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Yeah, down at the bottom where it says employ 2 pawns to attack. I want you guys to go ahead and see this for a minute. We're going to go ahead and throw out some terms for those that don't know. So we'll explain and we'll show you. We'll show you what a pawn island is. We're going to cover a couple of terms. For those that know what a lever is, a middle game lever or end game lever. I don't know if you've heard that term before, middle game lever. What is a middle game lever? Well, we're going to show you what a lever is. First, we'll cover a pawn island. You read that definition there. Usually the fewer the islands, the easier it is to defend the pawns. But it's a pawn or group of pawns separated from other pawns. Then we'll go ahead and find island in here. Hold on, give me a second. Gotta flip through some pages to get to it. Okay, and there it is, island. Let me put this up where you guys can see it. Short for pawn island. Right there, there you go. Yeah, we won't just tell you. At PC Chess Club, we'll verify everything. We'll be able to show you and verify it. I think we have this one as a PDF also. We've got so many. We've got 2,600 chess books and counting. But yeah, where it says breakthrough pawn exchanges, that's a lever, a pawn attack at the base of an opponent's pawn chain. We need to find breakthrough. I know we got a video coming up we're going to do about Aaron Nimzovich, my system. There's breakthrough combinations, see breakthrough. What I just showed you guys. And that's how you can create a pass pawn. Yeah, right there where it says breakthrough. Yeah. Just pay attention to that B pawn. And you'll notice down at the bottom, you read through it, it'll show you how to do it. But that's how you create a pass pawn. This part here. But many are made to create a pass pawn that will go on to queen. Comes in real handy to know how to do that. You push the middle pawn first, they take, or you take them and go on up and get a queen. But if they take, you push a pawn on the other side. Removes your last bit of resistance. Got another thing here I want to show you guys. Gonna find it here. Give me a second. Yeah, we might go ahead and take a look at the backward pawn. Pull up something here, give me a second. Pull up something on minority attack. Got something I'm thinking about covering in this video. We may cover it. To go up, there's that diagram where I said earlier, I said we'll take a look at a diagram. And you could see right there that open file. And then those pawns there, he can't hold both of them. You'll get up there with one of your pawns. But yeah, you see it right there in the bottom diagram. C6 pawn, that ties his rook down, so he can't use his rook. He's got to be using his rook or his king to defend that pawn. And that lets you get right on through. Gives you more targets. Oh yeah, on the backward pawn you got the bind and the weakness. Yeah. That's two areas that you have to consider. A lot of these are related, so don't just go off thinking, oh, I know everything about backward pawns. I don't need anything. Whatever, dude. I already know how to play chess. Well, these videos aren't for you, and PC Chess Club is not for people like you that think you know it all. Look how much that he's already put there on backward pawn. Quite a bit. Yeah, Pandolfini did quite a bit there just on the backward pawn. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Gotta get to it. Yeah, this is Camtasia Studio that we're using on this one. That's the little bar at the top. You'll see the little pen, screen draw. You can draw or add drawings. And the little yellow one is to highlight the cursor. You can highlight clicks, the red one. You can do cursor effects, or you can add markers. And also you'll see up there if you want to pause it. It'll give you frame rate, all kinds of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff. But yeah, it's a really good tool to have if you're going to do professional videos, anything on your desktop. You want your video to come out really nice, looking sharp. You know, nice crisp video. This is the way to do it. Camtasia Studio. I think you can still get it pretty cheap. I think last I checked it's around $300 or $299. You probably won't see our rivals, Joplin Chess Club, spending $300 on a piece of software like that. But it's worth it. And I think it's about $180 or $179. I might be off on the quote. I think that's the student pricing if you have academic pricing or discount. But still, it's a bargain either way. And even at $300, it's a bargain, because we're going to start doing some new videos where we'll be able to do tutorials for you guys, and we'll be able to show you a chessboard on one side, as you see in the video, and a book on the other side. So we'll have both for you. We'll have the 2D chessboard, looks like a diagram, and you can add arrows, colored squares, etc., all your annotations. And then we'll also have the 3D chessboards. We got a lot of great videos coming up for you guys, because we want you guys to win. When you go out and play chess, we want you guys to win. You know, you're going to be playing, and if you're playing in a club, you don't want to be the low man on the totem pole, the guy that always loses, or the guy that just always gets a draw, can never seem to beat him, never seems to win, just always gets a draw. Well, we're going to show you how to go from losing to getting draws, so that way nobody wins, nobody loses. And if you're the guy that's just getting a draw, we're going to show you how to win. Yeah, so when you go do tournaments later on, you'll be prepared. You won't just be the guy that got, you know, oh, I got wins and draws, or I got draws and losses, or I got wins and losses and draws. You're going to be getting a majority of all wins and maybe a couple of draws. And if you play up a class, like you play stronger players, maybe 300 points higher than you, maybe even 400 points higher than you, you'll be able to get a draw. If you're a 2,000 player, you should be able to get a draw with a 23 or 2,400 player. And if you're only 1,500, you should be able to get a draw with a 1,900 player. If you're 1,600 rated, there should be no reason why you can't draw with a 2,000 expert. Somebody expert rated, expert category, you should be able to get draws with those guys easy. Real easy. Well, you will be able to do that if you train with us at PC Chess Club. And we have a lot of opportunities online and in person. And check us out in person if you're in Joplin, Missouri. Check us out at the Salvage Yard, 14th and Main. Wonderful place. Good godly atmosphere. And they don't tolerate profanity. They don't tolerate dope, drugs, drunks, alcohol in there. Can't go in there drinking and get drunk. It's not a bar, but it is a good place where you will rejuvenate yourself. Yeah, well, spiritually at least. But Salvage Yard's got good drinks, good food, and we're there every Thursday and Friday night playing chess. We do a lot of blitz. We do a lot of 2 to 5 minute blitz games, a lot of bullet, where you play 60 seconds each side. And I'm a little rusty on the bullet. I think recently I only got like, I think it was around 50, 52 moves in a minute. Kind of rusty. Yeah, a little rusty there. 50 to 52 moves in 60 seconds. But I'm working on it. Gotta spend more time doing that and less time teaching and coaching. I spend all my time between college and teaching and coaching chess and doing these videos for you guys. But look for the forthcoming videos. They're going to be very enlightening. And thanks for watching.